Today's topic is today's topic is partial fractions. Partial fraction means it is very useful in calculus. Means we have to sometimes to simplify the given fraction, we need to split this one as the sum of two or more fractions. Then each of those is called a partial fraction of the given. So, with the help of one example, suppose f of x by g of x is given here, where f of x and g of x are polynomials, non-zero polynomials, and here degree of f of x and degree of g of x. Degree means highest power of x in the given polynomial equation is called its degree. So, if degree of f of x is less than degree of g of x, means simply the highest power of x in the numerator is less than the highest power of x in the denominator, then that is called a proper fraction. Otherwise, it is an improper fraction. Means if degree of f of x is less than the degree of g of x, then that is called a proper fraction. Otherwise, it is an improper. Otherwise means these two may be equal, or degree of f of x is greater than degree of g of x. Two possibilities are there. These are the different models here. And now in the first part of the topic, we are dealing with the proper fractions only, means where the degree of numerator is less than the degree of the denominator here. And here f of x and g of x are two polynomials, and g of x is in the irreducible form. Irreducible form means, reducible means simplified form, means irreducible means there is no chance of getting any further simplified form, means which is given in the simplified form. So, reducible means further we can write the simplified form. For example, a quadratic expression is given here there. You can write this as a product of two factors. Then that is called reducible. For example, x square minus 1 is reducible because x square minus 1 means we can write this as the product of x minus 1 and x plus 1. So there is a chance to reduce the given one into the simplified form. Otherwise it is x square plus 1, which is irreducible. So here, this f of x by g of x, like this, we have a fraction with the numerator and denominator, which are given by f of x and g of x. Those are polynomials. So first observe the degrees of both numerator and denominator to find whether the given fraction is either proper or improper. Okay, then we have to split this as the sum of the partial fractions. Means suppose if this fraction is the sum of two fractions, then each of these two is called a partial fraction of the given. Okay, then now try to understand this concept with the help of a few problems. Here different models are there. Now the first model, when here the first model is here the g of x means denominator. When g of x is non-repeated linear factor, when g of x is a non-repeated linear factor, then how to write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions. So here g of x is the denominator. This is a non-repeated linear factor. Non-repeated means each factor will be there only for one time, means repetition is not allowed. For example, x plus 1 whole square means x plus 1 into x plus 1. Repetition you can find there. So whole power 1 should be there. Then it is called a non-repeated and linear factor. In the first two models, we are dealing with linear factors and then we will get quadratic factors. So now try to understand this procedure of splitting the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions when the denominator g of x is non-repeated linear factor with the help of a problem. So write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions. Here the first one is 2x plus 3 by 2x plus 3 by x plus 1 into x minus 3. So the given fraction is 2x plus 3 by x plus 1 into x minus 3, which is of the form f of x by g of x. Here the denominator g of x is x plus 1 linear factor whole power 1, so non-repeated. X minus 3 is another linear factor which is also non-repeated one. So when the denominator g of x consists of non-repeated linear factors like this, then corresponding to, and before going to write this as the sum of the partial fractions, remember one thing, we have to verify whether this is proper or improper. Here degree of the numerator is 1 because highest power of x is 1, and degree of the denominator is, if you multiply these two, x square plus x minus 3x means minus 2x minus 3. So x square you are getting means highest power of x is 2. That is called degree. So degree of the numerator is 1 and the degree of the denominator is 2. As we discussed in the synopsis, degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. So that is why you can say that it is a proper fraction. So this is a proper fraction. Then corresponding to every non-repeated linear factor, you will get one partial fraction. So you will get the form like this. This is the working rule here. Let the given 2x plus 3 by x plus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to, since the denominator consists of two non-repeated linear factors corresponding to each, you are getting one partial fraction of this form. X plus 1 corresponding to this, you will get a partial fraction like a by x plus 1, plus corresponding to this x minus 3, you will get the other, that is b by x minus 3. Like this, you have to write this as the sum of the partial fractions. Here the denominator is non-repeated linear factors are there. So corresponding to every non-repeated linear factor of the form ax plus b, you will get one partial fraction, that is a by ax plus b. Corresponding to this x minus 3, you are getting the other one, that is b by x minus 3. For example, any other third linear factor is also given there in the denominator, then plus c by that linear factor, third term also you will get. Now these two values of a and b how to calculate. Now just take, by taking the LCM here, you are getting the product of the two denominators x plus 1 into x minus 3 is the LCM, then a into x minus 3 plus b into this x plus 1 you will get in the numerator. Now these two fractions are equal means denominators are equal, you can eliminate. So two fractions are equal and their denominators are equal means you can equate the numerators also. So this 2x plus 3 is equal to, here this is a into x minus 3 plus b into x plus 1. From this relation we need to calculate the values of a and b. The values of a and b we have to find here. To calculate a, at a time we cannot find two unknowns. So to calculate the value of a, try to eliminate b. Here this is b into x plus 1. Suppose the coefficient of b, that is x plus 1 is 0, then 0 into b will be 0. There is a chance to eliminate this b. That is what we are doing here. So the coefficient of b is x plus 1. x plus 1 is equal to 0 gives x is equal to minus 1. So if x is equal to minus 1, means the value of x what we are substituting here is the required one to eliminate the other unnecessary term. So here if you put x is equal to minus 1 plus 1 will be 0, 0 into b 0. So you are eliminating b means you are left with only one unknown a, you can write its value. So if you put x equal to minus 1 here, then this will be 2 into x is minus 1 plus 3 is equal to a into x is minus 1, this is minus 3, plus b into minus 1 plus 1 will be 0. So this is 3 minus 2 will be 1 is equal to minus 4a. So then you can write the value of a, that is equal to minus 1 by 4. So the value of a we got here by eliminating b. And now in the same way, to calculate this b value, we should eliminate a. How can you eliminate a? By making its quotient a 0. Quotient x minus 3. If you can make this one 2, if you can make this one 0, 0 into a will be 0. So x minus 3 is equal to 0 is possible only when x is equal to 3. So put x is equal to 3. Then this will be 2 into x is 3 plus 3 is equal to a into 3 minus 3, that is 0, plus b into 3 plus 1, that is 4. So here this will be 2 into 3, 6 plus 3, 9 is equal to 0 into a is 0, 4b. So the value of b will be 9 by 4. So the value of b also we got here. Now right here you'll get the required. Suppose this is equation number 1. Therefore from 1, given 2x plus 3 by x plus 1 into x minus 3 is equal to a by x plus 1, where a is equal to minus 1 by 4 by x plus 1. A by x plus 1, that is minus 1 by 4 whole by x plus 1. And b by, what is this b? 9 by 4 by second factor is x minus 3. So that is minus 1 by 4 into x plus 1 plus 9 by 4 into x minus 3 you are getting here. So the given fraction is expressed as the sum of the two fractions here. Here these two are called partial fractions of the given. Individually they are not equal to the given, but their sum is equal to the given. Now another problem of the same model. Three x plus 7y. The given fraction is 3x plus 7y. X square minus 3x plus 2 is the given one. Actually here the first type or first model means denominator g of x consists of non-repeated linear factors, but here by seeing the given we may thought that the denominator is a quadratic, that is x square minus 3x plus 2. But no problem, this is a reducible quadratic factor. Means you can write this as the product of two linear factors. Okay, otherwise that will be another model. Okay, so the given one is equal to 3x plus 7 by x square minus 3x plus 2 means you can write this as the product of x minus 1 and x minus 2. Multiply these two, x square minus x minus 2x will be minus 3x minus 1 into minus 2 will be plus 2. So here the denominator is a quadratic but which is reducible one. So you can write this as the product of two linear factors. So that is of first type only. Now you can observe the degree of numerator which is 1, degree of denominator that is 2. So this is a proper fraction. So I can write this as the sum of the partial fractions in the same way similar to the last one. Corresponding to x minus 1, you will get a partial fraction of the form a by x minus 1 plus corresponding to x minus 2, you will get another partial fraction that is b by x minus 2. And here degree of numerator is 1, degree of denominator is 2. So this is a proper fraction. So I can write this as the sum of the two partial fractions like this. Since the denominator g of x consists of two non-repeated linear factors corresponding to each, you will get a partial fraction like this. Now the values of a and b we need to calculate and substitute there. Now by taking LCM and if you equate the numerators, 3x plus 7 is equal to a into x minus 2 plus b into this x minus 1. To calculate a, eliminate b. Eliminate b means quotient of b should be 0. X minus 1 is equal to 0 is possible when x is equal to 1. So, put x is equal to 1. Then, this is 3 into 1, 3 plus 7, 10 is equal to a into x is equal to 1 means 1 minus 2 that is minus 1 plus b into 1 minus 1 is 0. There you are getting the value of minus means 10 is equal to minus a gives a is equal to minus 10. The value of a is minus 10. Now calculate b. So eliminate a. To eliminate a, quotient x minus 2 should be 0. This is possible only when x is equal to 2. So put x is equal to 2. Then this will be 3 into 2, 6 plus 7. 13 is equal to a into x is 2 means 2 minus 2 0 plus b into 2 minus 1 will be 1, 1 into b. So the value of b is equal to 13. After getting the values of a and b, the given fraction that is 3x plus 7 by x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to a by x minus 1 where a is minus 10. So minus 10 by x minus 1 plus b that is 13 by x minus 2. If you take the LCM of these two and if you add the two fractions, the given one you will get conversion. So in this way you can write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions when the denominator consists of non-repeated linear factors. So what about repeated linear factors? That is the second model. Now the second model is when g of x consists of repeated linear factor. Observe the difference. In the first model, denominator consists of non-repeated linear factors. Here also linear factor only, but it is a repeated one. Means whole square and whole cube can observe here for the given linear factor. So here the problem is x square plus 5x plus 7 by x square plus 5x plus 7 by means write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions. Here the given one is x square plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 3 whole cube. X minus 3 whole cube is given. Here the degree of the numerator is 2, highest power of x is 2, and the degree of the denominator is 3, x cube. You can observe it. So this is a proper fraction. Degree of numerator 2, degree of denominator 3. So this is a proper fraction. This is a proper fraction. So I can write this as the sum of the partial fractions. But here in the second model, repeated linear factor is given. So remember this one. When the denominator g of x consists of repeated linear factor like this, then you'll get partial fractions in this particular form. Since the denominator is x minus 3 whole cube here, you'll get the partial fractions of the form a by x minus 3 plus b by x minus 3 whole square plus c by x minus 3 whole cube up to the given ax plus b whole power n is the given denominator. For example, ax plus b whole power n is the linear factor ax plus b whole power n. It is repeated for n times. Then you will get the sum of n partial fractions, where the denominators are ax plus b. In the second one, ax plus b whole square, then ax plus b whole cube. Gradual increment in the index of ax plus b you can observe up to the given ax plus b whole power. So here, since this is x minus 3 whole cube, you will get the partial fractions of the form a by x minus 3 plus b by x minus 3 whole square plus c by x minus 3 whole cube. Suppose if it is whole power 4, then you will get plus d by x minus 3 whole power 4 also up to the given. Now take the LCM and equate the numerators. Then x square plus 5x plus 7 numerator is equal to x minus 3 whole cube is the LCM. So a into, since the denominator is x minus 3, you need to multiply with x minus 3 whole square plus b into x minus 3 whole square is the denominator. So multiply with one more x minus 3 plus c, because the denominator itself is the LCM here, need not multiply with any other term. So take the LCM, then the two denominators x minus 3 whole cube gets cancelled. We are left with the numerators like this. Now, in the previous case, two different linear factors are there. So you can eliminate either a or b to obtain the other value. That is a simple concept. But here it is not like that. X minus 3 is the only linear factor you can observe throughout the given relation. If x minus 3 is equal to 0, then quotient of b is 0, at the same time quotient of a is 0. So at a time you are eliminating a and b both, then the value of c you are getting. But before going to write that one, we cannot find the remaining b and c by a and b by using this concept. So first write this expansion. This is a into x minus 3 whole square is x square minus 6x plus 9 plus this is b into x minus 3 plus c is the given one, which is equal to x square plus 5x plus 7. Now, to eliminate both a and b, put x is equal to 3. Then LHS will be 3 square 9 plus 5 into 3 15 plus 7 is equal to a into, if you put 3 it is 0, it is easy to substitute here, plus b into x minus 3, that is again 0 plus c. That means you are getting the value of c, because a into 0, b into 0, the value of c we are getting here, that is equal to 15 plus 9, 24 plus 7, 31. So the value of c is 31. Okay. And now, there is no chance of getting the remaining a and b values in the same way by substituting any value for x, because there is no common factor like that. That is why these two are equal means on either side same number of x square terms should be there, means number of x terms are equal, means constants are equal. So by equating the coefficients of like powers of x, so by equating the coefficients of x square or x are constant, you can write. And now the value of c we got here. So by equating the coefficients of x square or x are constant, you can write any. But here we got this c value, so better first equate the constant terms on either sides. By equating the constant terms on either sides, on both sides. Here the constant term is 7 is equal to, here the constant is, observe this one, 9 into a, 9a minus 3b plus c. 9a minus 3b plus c. By equating constants you are getting. By equating x coefficients, here the quotient of x is 5 is equal to quotient of x means minus 6a plus b into x, that is b. This is another relation. And now by equating the quotients of x square on either sides, equate the quotients of x square on both sides. Here it is 1 is equal to a into x square, that is a. There is no other x square term. So we got this a value. If you write this a value here, you will get b value. Then observe this one. 5 is equal to minus 6 into a is 1 plus b. So 5 minus 6 will be plus 6 is equal to b. So the value of b is equal to 5 plus 6, that is 11. So we got the values of a, b and c is 31. Now with the help of this correlation, you can verify whether that result is correct or not. This is just verification. Here 9a means 9 into a is 1 minus 3 into b, b is 11 plus c is equal to 7 is the relation. If you substitute c here, you will get 7. Okay. So write the value of c. Plus c is 31, but this is what we got, a, b, c. The value of a is 1, b is 11 and c is 31. We got, verify whether you are getting the given 7 or not. So this is 9 minus 33 plus 31. So that is 9. Minus 33 plus 31 will be minus 2. 9 minus 2 is 7. So the relation is correct. So we got all the three values of a, b, c. And in the next step, simply we need to substitute. So the given problem will be a by x minus 3 means 1 by x minus 3 plus b by x minus 3 whole square, where b is equal to 11. So 11 by x minus 3 whole square, and c will be the next one, that is 31. So the required result will be like this. A by x minus 3 means 1 by x minus 3 plus b by x minus 3 whole square, where b is 11. So 11 by x minus 3 whole square plus c, that is 31 by x minus 1 whole cube, x minus 3 whole cube. This is the required sum of the partial fractions of the given one, when the denominator consists of repeated linear factor. Then corresponding to each ax plus b, you will get 1. Now another problem from the same repeated linear factor model only. Here the next one is x square minus x plus 1 by x square minus x plus 1 by x plus 1 into x minus 1 whole square. This is the given one. Degree of the numerator is 2 and the denominator means x square into x gives x cube. So that is 3. So this is the proper fraction. Degree of numerator is 2. Degree of denominator is 3. So this is a proper fraction. You can write this as the sum of the partial fractions here. And now corresponding to this x plus 1, which is a non-repeated linear factor, you will get a partial fraction of the form a by x plus 1. X minus 1 is a linear factor only, but whole square is there, repeated. So corresponding to this, since the index is 2, you will get two partial fractions. Like b by x minus 1 plus c by x minus 1 whole square. Like this, you will get two partial fractions for the second one. Now calculate the values of a, b and c. So first take the LCM and equate the numerators. Then you will get x square minus x plus 1 is equal to x plus 1 into x minus 1 whole square is the LCM. Since x plus 1 is there, you have to multiply with x minus 1 whole square plus b into 1x minus 1 is there, so multiply with the remaining x plus 1 into x minus 1. C by x minus 1 whole square is there, means you multiply with the other factor which is not given there in the denominator, that is x plus 1. Now the values of a, b and c we have to write. If you observe here, x minus 1 is there here and here, but it is not there in c. So if x minus 1 is 0, then you can eliminate a and b at a time, then you will get c value. X minus 1 is 0 is possible only when x is equal to 1. So put x is equal to 1, then this will be 1 minus 1 gets cancelled, this is 1 is equal to a into x minus 1 means 1 minus 1 0 plus b into 1 plus 1 2, but 1 minus 1 0, so that is 0 plus c into 1 plus 1 will be 2. So there we are getting 2c is equal to 1 gives the value of c, that is 1 by 2. The value of c is 1 by 2. If you put x equal to 1, you are getting x minus 1 0. Similarly, x plus 1 is the common factor in these two terms. X plus 1 equal to 0 when x is equal to minus 1. So now put x equal to minus 1. If x is equal to minus 1, then this will be minus 1 whole square is 1 minus of minus 1 is plus 1. This is plus 1 is equal to a into x is equal to minus 1 means minus 1 minus 2 whole square plus b into minus 1 plus 1 0 plus c into minus 1 plus 1 0. So here you are getting minus 2 whole square means that is 4a. 4a is equal to 3. Gives the required value of a, that is 3 by 4. So the value of a is 3 by 4 and the value of c is 1 by 2. Since there are only two factors, x minus 1 and x plus 1, by taking x equal to 1 and x equal to minus 1, you can eliminate 2 and you are getting 1. But here, there is no chance of obtaining the value of b in the same way. So what we have to do here, by comparing coefficients of like terms, by equating the coefficients of x square on both sides. Here the quotient of x square is 1 is equal to, this is x square minus 2x plus 1. So a into x square you will get plus b into x you are getting x plus 1 into x minus 1 means x square minus 1. So b x square will be there. So a plus b equal to 1. There is no x square term in the third one. So a plus b is equal to 1 gives b is equal to 1 minus a. B is equal to 1 minus a. That is 1 minus a is 3 by 4. 4 is LCM. 4 minus 3 will be 1. That is b is 1 by 4. We got all the values of a, b and c. So write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions like this. X square minus x plus 1 by x plus 1 into x minus 1 whole square is equal to a by x plus 1, where a is equal to 3 by 4. That is 3 by 4 into x plus 1. Plus b by x minus 1, where b is equal to 1 by 4. 1 by 4 into x minus 1. Plus c by x minus 1 whole square, where c is 1 by 2. that is 1 by 2 into x minus 1 whole square. So like this, when the given fraction is a proper fraction, means degree of numerator is less than the degree of the denominator, then you can write this as the sum of the partial fractions like this. Here in these two models, first and second models we discussed here. In the first model, denominator consists of a non-repeated linear factor of the form ax plus b. Then corresponding to every linear factor of the form ax plus b, you will get one partial fraction. And in the second method, linear factor only, but it is a repeated one. And here one non-repeated and one repeated linear factor are given here. So corresponding to each, you will get one partial fraction. Find the values of ABC. This is about the procedure of writing the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions when the fraction is proper, and moreover the denominator consists of linear factors, both non-repeated and repeated. Okay, in the next session we'll discuss how to write the given fraction as the sum of the partial fractions when the denominator consists of quadratic, irreducible quadratic factors, both repeated and non-repeated. Thank you.